The wind blowing across the field of play as we look down the range and prepare for the gold medal match in the women's individual compound. And there's a bit of a story to tell here as well. Teenage sensation has taken the archery world by storm this year. It's her debut season, the 19-year-old Alexis Ruiz has come through the field here. She's picked up 2 bronze medals this season, and she's in the final here, going for gold. She goes up against Danelle Wentzel from South Africa. They've had an interesting tournament here and a good one. But Wentzel is up against the lady of the moment in compound archery, Alexis Ruiz of the USA. 2 bronze in Shanghai and Medellin. Can Alexis Ruiz get the title here in Antalya? Let's welcome them out. Well, we're actually looking back at Ruiz has had a fantastic season. It's been an incredible debut season, in fact, for Alexis Ruiz. 2 World Cup stages and a bronze in both in Medellin and in Shanghai, as well as medals in the team and the mixed team events at both. Now she goes for gold in Antalya and a confirmed place at the finals in Moscow. Let's welcome both the athletes out onto the field of play. Well, the coaches are out. The judge is out. The wind has died down just a little bit. There are the athletes. They are waiting to come out onto the field of play. It's the gold medal between Alexis Ruiz of the USA and Danelle Wentzel of the Republic of South Africa.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the compound women's gold medal match. On target number 1, representing the United States of America.
Well, we look at the figures here. 9.6 average arrow for Ruiz in her debut senior season.
Representing South Africa, Danelle Wentzel.
Danelle Wentzel, well, she's got medals on the World Cup stage. But Alexis Ruiz has all of her medals, more of them, but they're all just this season.
Yeah, really incredible shooting from Alexis, and I think the thing that maybe gave her the ability to come to so many of these medal matches in her first year is she practiced against the matches that were going on last year and the year before. She was at home practicing shooting arrow for arrow against the people who were shooting on these fields, so she knows what it's like to be on a finals field, and this is her 3rd time this year, 3 out of 3.
Well, I'm sure Danelle Wentzel will have something to say about this, but Alexis Ruiz gets us underway for this gold medal match.
Yeah.
That is a cracking start.
Mooi Danelle, solid.
Okay, just left. It's okay.
Hand teen jou gesig.
It's a longer hold there, and you could tell she wasn't happy with how that shot was executed.
Okay. Just little left.
Well, Ruiz going 10-9-8. The second arrow from Wentzel looks like it's going to go to a measure.
10, 9.
It looks like a 9 as well. I think that'll go to a measure also.
Well, first 3 arrows from both archers shot, and at the moment The provisional score is 28 for Wentzel, but they are going to go to a measure. Let's see if we can catch the target judge. Well, it looks like I'm going to stay with the coach there. He looks very calm as well.
I think that's really important, is to have your coach be calm, because your heart rate is going high and you're nervous. So I think that your coach being calm really helps to calm you down and take away the nerves.
Well, it's not what we're expecting, but Danelle Wentzel, well, we're looking right down the range here, and it has been confirmed that middle arrow from the South African was an 8, and all the scores are all level. Just 24 years old, Danelle Wentzel shot a 6.99 in the ranking round to be ranked 7th, and then came through Toya Allison of Slovenia in the quarterfinals, and then Huang of Taipei in the semis. Ruiz's route was a 7.01 in the ranking round, and then she took out Janine van Kranenburg in the quarterfinals and Balzanova of Russia in the semis. They were all square after the first end. As we return to the range, Ruiz to shoot first in the women's individual compound gold medal match, the second end.
Okay, just left. It's win.
Long hold again, but it
But it's
works.
I think the wind is picking up just a little bit here. We might have a few gusts coming through, so I think that's why you're noticing a few more arrows
Okay.
off
Just low.
kilter.
Give it one if you need to
Ruiz
make a
was
strong shot.
drifting left a little bit. That one goes low, and it looks like she is adjusting her sight.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
9.
All the time. Keep it in the middle and execute. Okay, just left. We're just looking a little bit.
Lekker sterk in jou rug in, voel jou hand in jou gesig. Wag vir hom. 10, 9.
Well, it looks to me like there's a little bit of tension out there on the range, and Ruiz, who's had such a cracking season, gets herself another individual medal at the third stage of the tournament, having got 2 bronzes. But it's this 24-year-old who is really living up to expectations. She seems to be handling the pressure better. We get 2 10s in that end from her. And in fact, it was an X and a 10 sandwiching a 9, and she just seems to be just a little bit more in control.
Yeah, I think it's just more relaxed that is what you're seeing from Danielle versus Alexis. I think wants this gold right now. I think she really wants to be able to say she's got herself locked in, even though she's locked in for the final. I think she wants to even more so shoot really well in this gold medal final, and I think she may be putting just a little bit more pressure on herself.
Yeah, weight of expectation is a strange thing.
Stay nice and strong.
But right now, what needs to happen to keep Alexis in this game, she has to start shooting some 10s, and then Danielle has to shoot a few that are out.
Start of the third end of the individual gold medal match. Ruiz starts off with a 10, and that will settle her nerves.
Voel jou hand in jou gesig, in jou rug in, trust die proses. 8, 7, 6, 5. Well done, Danelle. Danelle, gee my 1 klik op jou side.
Yep. Right there, a little bit closer to the X on that one.
Well, Ruiz has landed 2 10s, and that's put a little bit of pressure on Wentzel, who's got an 8 asterisk, so that will go to a measure.
Next, right there.
Woo. I'd be checking those knocks and fletchings. That was really tight grouping and definitely the type of shooting that we've come to know and expect from Alexis.
Yeah, and the coach probably there to settle her nerves.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
9.
So back more towards the center, but a 3-point swing for the American in the third end was just what she needed. And just like that, she's drawn level. Now that is provisional, because we will have a measure on Danelle Wentzel's second arrow, currently marked as an 8. Now the question is, will it get marked up to a 9? Let's have a listen.
Ten, 9, 9.
Sounded like that was going to get marked up to a 9. But the grouping from Ruiz, as you suggested, Mackenzie, is a bit more what we're used to. And I think this is probably one of the finest groupings I've ever seen in an individual match.
Yeah, really solid shooting. I think you could fit all 3 of those arrows on a quarter. Just really good shooting and what I think she expects of herself and what we kind of expect from her now as well with how well she shot this season.
Well, it has been confirmed that Wentzel's 8 has been marked up to a 9, so what was a tied score means the South African still leads, but only by 1, and the wind is behind Ruiz.
Good shot. Still on that left side there, right closer. Okay, just a hair left. Right at 8 o'clock.
That's a great view down the range. I mean, how close is that to what you're looking at when you're shooting down the range?
It's pretty close. It looks a little bit fishbowled to me, like it's further away than it actually is. I think it's just because we're so used to the distance that we shoot that
you've got
it feels comfortable.
hawk-like eyesight. That's why. The 28 for Ruiz, and an opportunity for Wentzel to extend the lead again here.
Yes.
And she does just that. A perfect 30 from the South African, and she's back in a 3-point lead, crucially, going into the final end. And there's a smile on her face for good reason.
Ja, want ek sien die wind kom bietjie sterker deur nou.
So 3 10s from Ruiz in the last end. Looked like she was getting the win behind her, but look at Wentzel's grouping across the match here.
Yeah, great shooting. I think grouping is going low left for her, but still really centered grouping that's going really well for her.
It was that last end, though, when it looked like Ruiz was getting the win behind her, that Wentzel found the middle herself, and a perfect 30 really puts her in a commanding position. And remember, the winner of the stage here goes through to the final in Moscow automatically. So the final end here in Antalya, the women's individual gold medal match, and it's Danelle Wentzel who's leading. So Alexis Ruiz, the teenage sensation from the USA, will shoot first.
Yep, next. Good shot.
Mooi dan.
Yep, X, come the spider.
Sterk in jou rug aan. Nege, 8, 7, 6.
Well, perfect start from both athletes.
Yep, good job.
And a great finish from Alexis Ruiz. She knows she's through to the finals in Moscow with her ranking points. She can't be overtaken. But she wanted the stage win. An 8 is all Wentzel needs. And she finishes with a perfect 30 as well. Danelle Wentzel has taken gold here in Antalya. All the pressure was on Alexis Ruiz, but I think perhaps put on by herself. Danelle Wentzel came out, and after a shaky first end from both athletes, she was the one that held her nerve, and she's taken the title here in Antalya and booked her place in Moscow in September.